Hello, StarCraft fans! This is Falcon Paladin coming to you with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. This is a game between SortOf and Lilbow on Lerilak Crest. In the bottom right side of the map, we have the blue Zerg player. It is SortOf, representing the nation of Sweden. And in the top right side of the map, we have the red Protoss player. It is Lilbow, representing France and Team Millennium. Alrighty then, so an intra-Europe fight here. Two of the best foreign players on Earth right now. Lilbow, very, very good, has a pretty darn good following, and SortOf is actually getting a pretty good fan following of his own. With this aggressive style of Zerg, some nice lean counterattacks we've seen from time to time, especially against Protoss. We'll see how this works out for him. He doesn't exactly have a 100% win rate against the Protoss race. But either way, this should make for an entertaining game for sure. Here comes the Probe Scout, head in the wrong direction, unfortunately, but hey, it happens. You have a 1 in 3 chance of getting the correct way to go, or going to the correct base first. So just get your probe out there early, and you will be just fine here. SortOf actually going for a spawning pool first with an extractor. He's going to be aggressive. He's getting some aggression on with this pool and getting some lings out too. I wonder how Lilbow will be able to deal with this. It looks like it's going to be a standard 1-gate expand here. Very safe play. If he's scouted in the right direction, he might not be doing this build, but as it stands, he's kind of stuck with it. He needs a cyber core as well. I doubt he's going to make any zealots, so let's see what happens when this spawning pool pops. Will SortOf get lings out? Is he saving up minerals? He's saving up some minerals. 150 and go. Getting a queen. Alright, so just getting a queen and then getting a hatch on the back of it. So actually not intending to be super aggressive at all. Does have 2 lings coming out, which is not enough to really do anything. I mean, even if those showed up right now, Lilbow would be able to handle it. I'm pretty sure he is that good of a player. Probe does finally scout out, sees the lateness of the hatch, recognizing, alright, there are probably lings already out there. I shouldn't necessarily go into the creep. That would be a bad idea, but I'm going to try to scout anyway. Run! Run, Probe, run. Get the heck on in there. See what's going on and just see the... I mean, okay, that's about it. You see the pool. You see the extractor. You see... Maybe you saw the queen pop. I don't know. Probably not, though. And there's the Roach Warren. Noticing that SortOf waited until that probe was gone to get that Roach Warren up, which is always a smart play indeed. So the Nexus is going to finish for Lilbow and actually finish at about the same time as the Zerg player, which is a nice, nice boon for the Protoss player. That's exactly what you want to do. Try to keep on even footing with the Zerg with the number of bases you have. You'll be in command if that is the case. However, once the Zerg starts getting to 3 to 4 bases to your 2, that's when you're in trouble. So keep that in mind, Zerg players who are watching this cast today. Adepts popping on out, doing a nice wall here with a gateway pylon. Let's see, pylon, gateway, pylon, if you want to say those in order here. So any lings that have to want to get through here have to go all the way around and get shot at by this adept, by the mothership core. It's a good decision and a good strategy by Lilbow at this point. It's 20 to 24 harvesters. Lilbow in the lead, 26 now. That double chrono boost really serving him well. Some lings do come up to try to deal with this forward pylon, or rather defensive pylon. Mothership core wants to kill all of them. Pretty good micro on display. No, loses a ling though. Anyway, just kind of weakens the pylon. These shields will regenerate eventually. Nothing much to worry about there from SortOf, but the lings did not exactly fulfill their purpose, I would have to say. More lings on the way. Nope, these are roaches. These are roaches coming up here. Oh boy, oh dear. What is the defense here from Lilbow? Stalker, Adept, Mothership Core with Photon Overcharge. Gonna be good. Gonna be really good in that situation. The lings coming up here again, trying to knock down this pylon. It's so important that it dies. Oh, Photon Overcharge coming up here and gonna go after the roaches. The roaches want to take down the pylon, and they do. The weakened pylon dies immediately. Immediate Ravager morph in here too from SortOf, trying to take out the Zealot, possibly not. Focusing down the pylons. Might lose a roach. Losing a roach to good force fields from Lilbow, pushing up here, trying to kill as many probes as possible. Continued stream of lings and of roaches on up here. What is here to defend for Lilbow? He has sentries. He's moving them back. He refuses to lose the sentries. He needs those things. And as soon as I say that, one dies. Corso Bile landing, trying to take down that pylon. Lings are on top of everything here, but backing on out here too. This base is under complete lockdown. 13 probes have been killed thus far. Lings, roaches attacking up this ramp too. Can the sentry make it and throw down a force field? Is there enough energy? No! No, it doesn't actually end up happening here. Pushing right into the main base is SortOf with roaches, with lings, playing defense as hard as he can here is Lilbow. He was not prepared for this. Probes forced to pull off the line here as well. The stalkers are going to die. The lings, again, trying to attack as many Zerglings as possible. Stalkers attacking down in here too. And are there more units coming up here? Kind of straggling on up, but I think in the end this might just get cleaned up. And indeed it does. The infestation has been taken care of except for a couple of roaches here. And a couple of lings. The roaches are getting shot at from above. 5 additional probes got killed there throughout this game. Total number of workers killed is 19. 19 workers killed by SortOf. But again, the infestation is chased away. It is now 26 to 26 harvesters. Hey, what do I always say? What do I always say? Yes, as the Protoss in this situation, or as the Zerg in this situation, where you have just been attacked and lost a ton of workers because you didn't have an army big enough to defend, hey, that just means you might have overworkered a little bit there, overdroned, overprobed. But you know what? Your opponent cut corners and cut workers to get there too. So you're going to be all right. Look at this, 32 to 30 harvesters. Yes, SortOf is in the lead, but not by much. And SortOf is actually supply block. That's going to slow him down immensely as well. So Lilbow continue getting that army up. He recognizes he's not in a dead position by any means whatsoever. It's 2 base to 2 base here. 3rd base is on the way for SortOf, but just barely. That's not going to be relevant for quite some time here. Ling checking to make sure an attack doesn't come down here from Lilbow, but actually pushing with an eclectic group, kind of an eccentric group here of a Stalker, a Zealot, an Adept, and a Sentry. Going to possibly head on down and see what damage they can do, but no, there are Roaches and Ravagers here. Not the greatest choice. Twilight Council coming up here for a Lilbow too. Probably wants to get Blink, possibly move into Templar or Dark Templar tech as well. And here comes the Great Wall. Twilight Council on the front door. Not a huge fan of this, just because Ravagers can come up and take that wall out pretty darn easily if they want to, and losing tech structures against the Zerg is generally a really bad idea. Mothership Core down here for some reason, scouting things on out. A bunch of Lings and a bunch of Ravagers and Roaches coming up here too. Army supply right now is 26 to 24 in favor of SortOf, but that is not too big of a number actually. And actually Protoss has taken the lead in worker count. Corrosive Bile is being used. Ling's trying to knock stuff down. Mothership Core trying to kill these guys, at least chasing them away. Mothership Core showing some great utility in this matchup so far. APM for these players is over 340 for Lilbow, around 300 for SortOf too. Both players playing super duper fast right now. 7 minutes into the game. Warp gate structures popping up here too. Stalkers on the way. What can Lilbow do? I feel like he might need Immortals, maybe Storm would be good in this situation. He needs something. You just can't go pure gateway units like this against Roach Ravager and expect to win, especially if there's a Hydralisk Den on the way, which means we could definitely be seeing some Lurkers in the future. But Lilbow might actually do a push. I'm not sure if I entirely agree with that from Lilbow's side of things, but knocking down these rocks looks like he's going to come out here and try to kill some stuff. Although, again, army supply 32 to 44. Lilbow looking good. Worker supply 62 to 46. So, SortOf just made a big swell of workers. Did he make the same mistake that Lilbow did in the early part of the game? Might have overdroned a little bit here, and the army could actually come and punish him for it. Lurker Den getting morphed in, but it won't be here for quite a while. If Lilbow can take advantage of this window, wait for Blink to finish, get some good Blink Stalker Micro on in here, and allow his Zealots to do some damage too, I think he might be able to win this game. Hydras coming in here too. Hydras by themselves are very good against Stalkers and Zealots. Creep spread denied. Not allowing that creep tumor to come on up. Scouting things with the Adept. Not seeing much of anything here, and actually hiding his army a little bit was that was smart. Lilbow, can he do this? Again, the Lurker Den is not anywhere near complete. It's going to be a few more minutes here. Okay, maybe 1 or 2, but still it feels like an eternity in this particular situation. Overseer scouts on in, throws down a Changeling, sees what's going on, sees all the gateways, and pushing up is Lilbow. He's going for it. The Lings losing a lot of Lings there. Corrosive Bile being dodged fairly ably. Guardian Shield popping up too, trying to deal with the Lings first of all, but they're actually eating away at the Stalkers fairly evenly. A Queen gonna get sniped down. No! Does manage to live. Ling count. 20 more Lings on the way here too. Lings are exactly what you want in this situation. They're so good against Blink Stalkers here. Good micro again on display by Lilbow. Force fields being thrown on down. This second base is under a lot of attack here. Drones being forced to pull off the line. Hydras stepping forward here as well. A lot of dead drones, but the Stalkers blinking backward. Reinforcing Stalkers coming from the bottom side too, blinking on forward, and the Hydras are just doing terrible damage to all of these Stalkers here. However, the Stalkers managing to push on. They are injured, but they are not dead quite yet. 4 Stalkers left. They're trying to take down the Lurker Den. Not going to happen. Not going to happen, and the final Stalker is destroyed. The Lurker Den is up. It's 94 to 58, and that's it. A GG from Lilbow. Lilbow is defeated. SortOf is victorious today. Wow, good effort there by Lilbow. Very impressed by that one, to be entirely honest. he got in there. He made the best of a bad situation, sort of had some nice compositions, had the Hydras out. Again, the Hydras are a really big deal in ZVP just because they do so well against gateway units. They hit really hard, and as long as you have Roaches and Ravagers tanking for them, or Lings, Hydras are kind of an ideal unit, as long as there aren't Colossus out or Disruptors or things like that. So Lilbow kind of came out with a straight-up gateway-style army there. It was not enough. Sort of some good micro, good decision. Lost a lot of drones there, mind you. Did lose, looks like 20 compared to the 19 that he killed earlier, but in the end, 45 to 46, like I said, sort of could afford to take those losses. He had 3 bases up. He was going to be just fine in the end. I don't know that Lilbow, I guess Lilbow did do something of a, was it a premature tap? Nah, 48 to 12 total army supply. Sort of was looking very good in that situation and did take the win. So that's it for me. This has been Falcon Paladin with yet another daily Legacy of the Void upload. Go ahead and hit that like button. Hit the subscribe if you like what you saw and what you heard today. You can also catch me on Twitter and Facebook, both at /Falcon Paladin. And until next time, as always, thank you so much for watching, and you take care of yourself.